How often do you have an idea that impacts your life so significantly that you might never need a new idea again? Well, a man by the name of Sylvester Stallone did that exact thing. Let's return to 1968, 7 years before Sylvester Stallone put himself on the map. He was attending the University of Miami and was involved in a couple of films, one of which he worked on himself. Oddly enough, 2 years later, in 1970, the first film that he starred in was softcore pornography.
Hi, I'm Gail Palmer. I just spent 30 days in the dark with a man that's in every woman's dream. This guy here, Sylvester Stallone. I've been hired by Stallion Releasing Company to supervise the editing of this new X-rated film, The Italian Stallion, with Sylvester Stallone in the starring role as Stud. However, due to the mature content of this film, there are only 2 scenes we can show you acceptable for a G-rated preview.
But don't worry, he only did it for 2 days. Plus, the pay was good. Wait, does that justify it? Yes, actually it does. Because according to Stallone, he was evicted from his apartment and did the film out of desperation. Soon after, he moved to New York City where he shared an apartment with his girlfriend and began to work odd jobs. In 1972, he reached a low point in his acting career and was even about ready to give up. However, he persevered through some minor and larger roles in films from 1972 to 1974. But one day, in 1975, Sylvester Stallone was watching the Muhammad Ali vs. Chuck Wepner fight, giving him newfound inspiration for a film. That night, he went home and after just 3 days, completed the first draft of a story that would change his life for the better. In 1976, he gained worldwide fame by starring in Rocky. The movie Rocky is a sports drama about a struggling boxer named Rocky Balboa who decides to challenge heavyweight champion Apollo Creed.
This is what I'm looking for. The Italian Stallion.
Something interesting, yet sad, is that Chuck Wepner, the boxer who fought Muhammad Ali, filed a lawsuit against Sylvester Stallone for supposedly copying him for the Rocky film. However, Stallone agreed to a set amount that he was sued for, and everything was okay in the end. Another person that Stallone possibly gained inspiration from was a man named Rocky Graziano, who wrote an autobiography called Somebody Up There Likes Me. Anyway, once his first draft was finished, he attempted to sell the script to multiple film studios, wanting to play the lead role if they accepted. The studio that did agree to these terms was Chartoff Winkler Productions after a large compromised budget cut. Life was finally starting to work out for Sylvester Stallone, and Rocky was what began it all. The movie Rocky was the first ever sports film to win an Oscar for Best Picture. It also won Best Original Screenplay and was nominated for a total of 9 Academy Awards. Another interesting fact is that Rocky was filmed in just 28 days, with the screenplay originally being 90 pages long. Okay, this next fact is a spoiler warning, so turn this off right now if you don't want to hear it. But just know that you will be judged, because this film is as old as my parents, and you should have definitely seen it by now. No, I'm just kidding, don't worry. So, at the end of the film, when Rocky faces Apollo Creed, he goes the whole 15 rounds. In boxing, 15 rounds are the maximum number of rounds that anyone can go. Sylvester Stallone gained inspiration from the Chuck Wepner and Muhammad Ali fight when they also went 15 rounds. That is such a great finale for the original Rocky film. One specific scene that actually wasn't in the script was the iconic one where Rocky runs up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Stallone improvised this scene, but it became one of the most famous scenes worldwide. During that scene, Rocky's theme song, Gonna Fly Now, written by Bill Conti, plays, and ended up reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Oh my god, that Billboard chart keeps being brought up. That's hilarious. Another improvised scene is when Rocky delivers the monologue to Mickey, a former boxer who offers to be his manager.
I mean, I've got pain and I've got experience.
Well, I got pain, I got experience too.
Listen, kid.
Hey, look,
Just
hey,
be-
Mick.
What?
Look, I need your help about 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago?
Right.
You never helped me, no. You didn't care.
Well, if you wanted help. I say, if you wanted help, why didn't you ask? Why didn't you just ask me, kid?
Look, I asked, but you never heard nothing. 10 years ago to my house. Huh? What's the matter? You don't like my house? My house stink? That's right, it stinks! I ain't asked no favors from you. Don't slum around me. Talk about your prime. What about my prime, Mick? At least you had a prime. I ain't had no prime. I ain't had nothing. Legs are going, everything is going. Nobody's getting them nothing. Guy comes up, offers me a fight. Big deal. Want to fight the fight? Yeah, I'll fight the big fight. I wouldn't want to fight that big fight. It was gonna happen to me. I want to get that. I want to get that. And you want to be ringside and see it? Do you? You want to help me out? Huh? Do you want to see me get my face kicked in? Legs ain't working. Nothing's working. They go on, fight the chair. Yeah, I'll fight him. My face kicked in. And you come around here, you want to move in here with me? Come on in, it's a nice house. Real nice, come on in and move. It stinks. This whole place stinks. Want to help me out? Well, help me out. Come on, help me out, I'm standing there.
It is quite an impactful scene of Rocky turning him down after everything Mickey does to him. But in the end, for those who have watched the film, Rocky accepts the offer and the two not only work together, but become great friends. Man, I just love the theme of forgiveness in this film. But that's not the main theme that it provides, which is what I will cover towards the end. Originally, Sylvester Stallone was offered $360,000 for the script of Rocky, which ended up grossing over $200 million. Wow, holy f***. At the time, Stallone only had $106 in the bank, but felt like he had nothing to lose since he was already so used to living poor. So you want to know what he did? Yes, exactly. He wanted to star in it since he genuinely believed that if he sold the script and the film did well, he would be really upset. The producers of the company of Chartoff Winkler Productions eventually gave Stallone $1 million to make Rocky, but even that kind of budget in the 1970s was extremely low for a film. Family and friends were used in the cast as well as handheld cameras and single takes for most of the shots in order to save money. Sylvester Stallone never let any of that stop him because in the end, the film was a huge success, especially when it started being screened around Hollywood. Remember when I said that I would cover the main theme of Rocky? Well, it has to do with perseverance and determination because the story is ultimately about an aspiring boxer who lives in poverty in the city of Philadelphia and is given a shot at claiming Apollo Creed's title. I mean, come on, who doesn't love a good underdog story? I think that's why the film was so successful, because it was so ahead of its time and that type of story has never been done before. Even when the film was finished, the steps leading up to the Philadelphia Museum of Art led the area to be nicknamed the Rocky Steps. A statue of the Rocky character was also placed permanently near the museum, and Rocky was even voted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Born in New York City, an aspiring actor and screenwriter, he penned a script about an underdog boxer from Philadelphia named Rocky Balboa. And the Italian stallion has become one of the most enduring and iconic boxing figures of all time.
Now that is the type of overwhelming success that someone like Sylvester Stallone did not see coming, yet it was deserved nonetheless.
When somebody's as famous as you, get very self-conscious about interviewing. You're being interviewed all the time, aren't you?
Well, not really. Not really.
Don't you mind it?
No, not really. It's a good time, I guess, to find out about yourself.
Well, I could be a little psychiatrist then on the quiet, could I?
I hope you don't charge much.
Sylvester Stallone was born in the Tough Hell's Kitchen section of New York in the sweltering summer of 1946.
His father was a newly arrived immigrant, and his mother was a ballroom dancer at Billy Little's Diamond Horseshoe, and they didn't have much money, and he was brought into this world in a charity award. He couldn't afford a real doctor, and the operation was performed by an intern who accidentally paralyzed the motor nerves on the left side of his face. So for the first 4 years, he couldn't open his eye or use the side of his mouth, and there's a slight trace of that today.
You've reached an amazing success over Rocky. What do you think you want from life from now on?
Well, I don't really think about fame or anything like that. Right now, I want to be able to accept responsibility and be able to produce films, and by that I mean acting and writing and whatnot, that really are responsible, that have something to say about life, that will better life, and that perhaps when I go to my grave, they'll say, well, he made some contribution in saying that man really has an unshakable spirit and optimism, and he can do anything he wants if he applies himself, because I'm a living testimonial to that. I mean, I think if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Up until now, the film has been deemed a cult classic, and 5 other films were made from it, along with 3 spin-off Creed movies thus far. That is such a great way to milk a franchise, although I do love every Rocky film in their own way. Some may say that the first Rocky film is the best, since it's the original. Others may say that the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th Rocky is the best. And yes, everyone's opinions are valid, but I personally love the second film the most. But that's not what this analysis video is about. The first Rocky film was what set the stage for not only its 5 other sequels and spin-offs, but also for future sports films and underdog stories ahead of it. Sylvester Stallone and his story of Rocky will stand the test of time, being remembered as one of the best cult classics of its era. Thank you so much for watching. This video took a lot of time to make, so I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like and subscribe. And please make sure to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a future upload. More quality videos like this one coming soon. Once again, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.